Assalamu alaikum students. So our today's topic is finding sine lengths using trigonometry. So before we move on to find the side lengths, we need to know SOHCAHTOA. We have to know that. Now for SOHCAHTOA, we know sine of an angle is equals to opposite over hypotenuse. That's what I wrote here. Cosine of an angle is equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. That's what I wrote. Cosine of an angle equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. And the third one is TOA, which is tangent of an angle is equals to adjacent over opposite over adjacent. So for these questions, we will be using our calculators. Make sure your calculators are in degree mode. How to change your calculator in degree mode? Turn it on, and you will see. Oops. Let me lower. I can see my calculator is not in the degree mode, it's in the radian mode. So how can I change it into degree mode? I'm gonna go to mode, this mode, and I will see come down here normal float radian. So I'm gonna move to the right, I'm gonna move the cursor to the right so that it comes to the degree. Going to enter. So now my calculator is in the degree mode. Before we start, we need to make sure our calculator is in the degree mode. Now, to find the missing side, what we know here is an angle and two of the sides. So one of the side we can see that this side is opposite to that angle. So let's write it as opposite. And the other side, this one 19, is a hypotenuse because it's opposite to 90 degrees. So let's name this hypotenuse. Now we are going to look at which trig function includes opposite and hypotenuse. So I can see sine takes the ratio of opposite and the hypotenuse. So I'm going to do, it's sine of an angle. So I'm going to do sine of an angle. And what is the angle here? 28 degrees. So sine of 28 degrees is opposite over hypotenuse, which is x over 19. Now we have to solve for x. So to solve for x, I'm going to multiply both sides by 19 to get rid of 19, which is in the denominator. I'm multiplying by here. This and this cancels. I have 19 times sine of 28 degrees equals to x. Now I'm going to plug this into my calculator. I'm going to do 19 times, you will see the three trig functions, sine, cosine, and tangent. Because we are using sine, I'm going to do sine of 28 degrees. Close parenthesis, it's already in degrees, okay? Enter, you will get the value, 8.91. It says round to the nearest tenth, so I'm going to take it as 8.9. So x is equal to 8.9. This is how we are going to use our trig functions to find the missing sides. Our next topic will be to find the missing angle. So the first step would be to know what we are given. We're given with an angle, and we have to find the side, and there's another side which is given. So first identify the sides. So we know that this is the hypotenuse. So I'm going to name this hypotenuse. And because this side is next to the angle, so I'm going to name it as adjacent. So what are the two things I know is the adjacent and the hypotenuse? Which trig function uses adjacent and hypotenuse is cosine. Adjacent over hypotenuse, okay? So I'm going to do cos of the given angle. What is the given angle? 21. So I'm going to write cos of 21 degrees is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent, which is this, over hypotenuse. So x over 26. To find x, I'm going to multiply both sides by 26. When I'm multiplying in the front because so that I can differentiate between cos. Now what I'm going to do is cancel this off. I get 26 times cos of 21 degrees equals to x. Now here at this point, I'm going to use my calculator. I'm going to input all this here. 26 times cos, you will see this key, cos, press this key of 21 degrees. Cos of 21, make sure you close parentheses will give you 24.27. I have to round to the nearest tenth, so it would be 24.3. So my final answer is x equals 23. Now the next question, it says it gives you an angle, a side, and another side. This is unknown and this is the known side. Let's name the sides. Now because of this angle, the side we know this is opposite, so let's name this as opposite. And because this side is opposite to about 90 degrees, it's going to be, again, figure out which trig function uses opposite and hypotenuse is sine, opposite or hypotenuse. So I'm going to do sine of the angle 33 degrees equals 15 over x. Now the difference between the above two questions is, in this case we have x in the denominator, so we will be doing two steps here. As we were doing getting rid of this 26 which was in the denominator, what we are going to do is we're going to get rid of this x which is in the denominator. I'm going to multiply both sides by x. What do I get is, so that I can get rid of the x from the denominator, I get x times sine of 33 degrees equals 15. Now because I want to find the value of x, I'm going to divide both sides by sine of 33. This cancels and I get x equals 15 divided by sine of 33. I'm going to plug this into my calculator. 15 divided by sine, you can see sine of 33 degrees. What do I get? 27.54. Nearest tenth would be 27.5. So my x is equal to 27.5. Okay, now let's do one word problem here. Jake leaned a 12-foot ladder against his house. If the angle formed by the ladder and the ground is 68, how far from the base of the house did he place the ladder? So this is the ladder. Always remember, whenever a ladder is placed on the ground, it goes like this, and this is his house. Okay, this is a 12-foot ladder. The angle formed by the ladder and the ground, if this is the ground, if this is 68 degrees. Because the house and the ground makes 90 degrees, always remember that. How far from the base of the house did he place the ladder? So we need to find this x. Now we are going to use trig functions here. We can't use Pythagoras theorem because we do not know the other side. So for trig functions, first of all, we have to name the sides. So this known side is hypotenuse. Let's name this. And this side, because it's adjacent to the angle, next to the angle, I'm going to name this adjacent. Now which trig function has adjacent and hypotenuse? Don't forget. SOHCAHTOA. So adjacent and hypotenuse uses cosine. So we are going to do cos of an angle which is 68 degrees equals to adjacent, because it says adjacent and then the hypotenuse. So adjacent over hypotenuse, it would be x over 12. I'm going to multiply both sides by 12. We get 12 times cos of 68 degrees equals to x, because this and this cancels. I'm going to plug it into my calculator. 12 times cos of 68 degrees, parentheses 4.49. Let's round up the nearest term. It gives me 4.5. So the ladder is placed 4.5 feet far from the house. Okay, I hope you understand the topic. Assalamu alaikum.